Hello, my name is Stephen Audi. Today we are going to be talking about refusal notes. Refusal notes. What are refusal notes? When a study permit is refused, what are your options that are available? Now, if a visa, a study permit to be specific, is refused, the visa officer, what would a visa officer do? The visa officer is going to give you the reasons why your visa has been refused. Now, those letters or notes that are given to you when your Canadian study permit or visa application has been refused, those are generic notes. It is already generated, so they will just have to tick all the areas that are applicable to your refusal, and then that is given to you. And then they will say, based on section 216 or so and so, I'm not satisfied that you come back to your home country, you do not have enough financials, or so and so. So those are generic notes that are given to you. You know, nobody wants a refusal. So when you receive that note, you read it over and over and over again, and you try to make sense to see, is this decision reasonable? This is not reasonable. I know there are times that some of those things that are ticked, because it's generic letter, the visa officer will take a couple of them. Some of those things may not be applicable to your application. Some of the reasons may be a little bit off, but that is the decision of the visa officer. Now, the visa officer, as said earlier, have to write what we call the GCMS notes. It is the notes that they enter into the database, which is attached to your file. That notes, when a visa is refused and we are in Canada, or you have somebody here. So let's say you contact me or you contact my firm, then we will do a request for the GCMS notes, because the generic letter that has been given to you stating the reasons of your refusal usually may not give us the clear understanding as to why your visa is refused. Most of the time, because I've been doing this work for some time now, I'm able to guess, if I look at the applications that you've submitted, to guess some of the reasons, especially if it is not done correctly in line with what the regulation requires, or what the visa officer requires, based on experience, based on cases that have been approved, and based on cases that have been refused. We are able to guess. But the right thing is for us to request the GCMS notes. So when your visa is refused, then you contact me. First thing that I'm going to do is to request this note. Usually it takes about a month to a month and a half to get it processed and to be sent to us. And then that would usually, the minimum will be about 8, 9 to 12 pages. And I've seen even up to 52 pages of GCM notes. The visa officer will elaborate, will state everything: the application number, the location, your passport number, documents submitted, if you have an authorized representative or not. Everything is entered when they are looking at your application. That is why the application takes time to be processed. So today I have some sample visa notes. People who have applied, they got refused, they contact me and requested this visa note. The reason why we request the visa note is to be able to see, why did the visa officer refuse you, to go to step into their thinking process, analyze the documents that were submitted, and make sure we counter argue, or we submit applications in correcting all the mistakes that you've done, or all the things that are not in place. There are times there's nothing you can do. You can go back and it will still be refusal. But when we have this GCM notes, it gives us the clear understanding as to what questions we need to answer, what we need to put in place to get an approval. So this is an application. I have it on the screen as well, as you can see. So this is a typical GCM notes. So as you could see that, now let's look at the notes section. So this is an application. You see GCM notes, you see the date that it was issued. Usually you will see the summary, the notes at the bottom, at the almost 3 to 4 pages to the end of the whole notes, and you will see. So now let's look at notes 1. it says principal applicant, that is PA, seeks to study in Canada. Now, when you look here, it says limited evidence on file to indicate principal applicant's family is well established in country of residence. Funds on file are all recent lump sum deposit. Little evidence on file to demonstrate the history of fund accumulation. What this means is that the person didn't submit enough evidence, documentation to show that they are well established, they have work going on, they have a business, something that shows that this person is well established and is coming to spend this amount of money in Canada. It also says that this application, the bank statement that was submitted or the financial document that was submitted, there was a lump sum deposit. So if you are submitting a history of 3 months or 6 months bank history and they see, okay, 1,000, and suddenly they say 50,000 or 20,000 deposit, that is a lump sum deposit as is in the bank statement. It clearly shows that you just took money from somebody and put it into the bank statement just to fool the visa officer, and it's for demonstrating purposes. So it is good for you to show history, or the person who is sponsoring you to have a history of the transactions, incoming, outgoing. That means that even if you come to Canada, there will be enough money available to you from you or from your sponsor. That means there's income coming in. So that is what this reason over here is stating. Now look at the second part. It says, given the applicant's previous education history, the motivation to pursue studies in Canada at this point does not seem reasonable. Study plan submitted is general and does not outline a clear career path or goals to which such an education program would be of benefit. If you remember, those of you who watch my other video on study permit, and the things that you need to submit a study permit, I did mention about study plan as one of the requirements. Now, the study plan is like you standing in front of the visa officer, telling the visa officer, this is why I want to study in Canada. This is why I want to study this particular program. This is what this program will do, how it will benefit me. Why am I choosing this location, this study, and at this point in time? Those are the clear things that you would have to make it very clear, to explain it thoroughly for the visa officer to understand. You do not have to write a novel 10 pages, no, 1 or 2 pages. Make sure everything is well elaborated, paragraph by paragraph, to give the visa officer a clear understanding. Those of you who've not subscribed yet, I would want you to subscribe, to like this channel, hit the notification button, and then you will be seeing more of these videos as time goes on. I have some of these videos in Twi, that is for those in Ghana, but the English channel is for everybody. Leave your comments as to this we are discussing. Now, when we go on to the next line, you will see that it said, I am not satisfied the applicant is a bona fide temporary resident whose primary purpose is to study in Canada. And the decision, you can see, refused. This is a typical refusal note. When a visa officer writes all this, these are the reasons why the visa officer is refusing. These decisions are made based on the applications, the documents that have been submitted. So if, let's say, you were to go to a judicial review, you are not satisfied with your decision, with this decision, and you go to do a judicial review, that means you are going to court, you are going to a federal court to challenge this decision, because that is the only thing you have. You do not have right of appeal to appeal the case, as some countries do, like the UK and all those places. Your only option is to either ask for reconsideration, for them to go and reconsider this decision, or to go for a judicial review, which is very expensive. You need a lawyer, go to federal court and all that. These are the notes that they would also submit at the court, and you cannot change your documents, but also would have to present the documents that you use in this application, and then the federal immigration judge will make a decision on it. So there you are, there you go. I will put this note in the comment section below or in the detail section below this video somewhere here. So just take a look. As always, keep coming, leave your comments. I am very happy to see you all. Take good care of yourself. We are in December now when I recorded this video. Enjoy your time. Bye-bye.